Okay, so today we're going to talk about emotions and how they impact us and the importance of regulating our emotions. So emotions have energy and they have power. Emotions comes from E, which is energy, and motion. So it is emotions with movement. So emotions are very similar to desire. We need them. They are part of our survival. They help and they serve a purpose, but we can't allow them to run us. Emotions influence our behavior, they influence our actions, they influence our thoughts, and so it is necessary that we have precautions or we have actions that we can take that can regulate our emotions. What we need to understand is that emotions do serve a purpose and they do have a function. They protect us, they guide us, they help us survive, they connect us to our body, they allow us, they drive our behavior and they drive our growth. So emotions has a very positive function. And like with everything, emotions can also make us weak, so they do have a negative effect as well. What we need to remember is that we also have reason, we also have rationality, and we need to allow ourselves to feel and not suppress those emotions. But then we also need to calm down and allow ourselves to reflect and then be conscious of our actions and react with reason. So when we look at leaders in the workplace, in the home, in society, we need leaders that don't act or react from a place of emotion. We need them to think rationally, we need them to think with reason and then make decisions. If you look at the men and women who are in leadership position, or just men and women who seem to have less emotions, they seem to command a lot more power and a lot more control. And that is because they have control over their emotions. Obviously, there are people that lack compassion and lack empathy, and that is how they're able to have power. But for the people that can be emotional, that can be very sensitive, reacting from a place of reason, it doesn't come to us naturally. And that's because we have emotions. We actually have compassion for people. And being an emotional person, you are at a disadvantage. In a moral and just and fair world, emotions would have no problems. But in an unfair, immoral, corrupt society, emotions actually make us very vulnerable. When I was young, perhaps it was okay to have emotions and be emotional. But as you get older and as you experience more, uh, experience life, you realize that you are very vulnerable to people who want to take advantage, for people who are out there to control you. So we need to have ways, and there are a range of people in life. You in life you'll meet a range of people. There are people that are kind and genuinely kind. There are people who act kind but they hide behind a mask. There are people that are unkind. There are people that are looking to control you. There are people that want to take advantage of you. You know, there are all kinds of people. And not only will this help us to deal with different kinds of people out there, um, especially those who do not have the best intentions, but it also helps us to deal with life. It helps us when we're feeling pain, when we're in a moment of crisis, we think from emotions and we tend to exaggerate and catastrophize the issue. So previously we've talked about discipline with regards to our desires. This is also an area where we need discipline. And discipline comes from regulating your emotions. And there are a range of ways that we can regulate our emotions. Some things that have worked for me are meditation, prayer. Breathing exercise can also regulate our emotions. So you just need to find what works for you. This is slowing down and not reacting from a place of heightened emotion. So, a task that you could do is write down the emotions that you feel on a daily basis. Perhaps you feel anger, perhaps you feel anxious, perhaps you feel anxiety, and then write what helps you to manage that emotion. Once you have that written down, be more conscious of trying to practice that. So, I will give you an example. When I feel sad and when I feel hopeless, there's a specific verse that I play on my phone, and when I listen to that verse, it helps me to calm down. It helps me to start feeling positive. It takes me out of my negative thinking. So this is what I want you to do. Write down emotions that you feel on a regular basis and write down what helps you to manage that emotion. And then the next time when you're feeling those emotions again, you know how you need to, you know what to do to feel better.